Alright, well this brings us to one of my favorite features of the CNC patient chart. Again, we're still in the Communications tab, and in Communications we've gone all the way through these, so we're down to Informed Consent documents. Now, I love this feature of the chart because handing patients documents to read and having them sign them and then figuring out where to put them and you don't know what they signed, and it gets really hard to track. I don't really want to have patients signing paper and scanning and shredding. So what we've done is we've done a comprehensive system that will allow patients to sign their documents electronically with no paper, and it lets us track what was signed. So in the Clinical Nutrition Center patient chart, we have unlimited informed consent documents. We can put as many documents as we want, and we can designate different documents to be required or optional. So all documents that are required will be flagged in system messages. And if we redo a document, let's say we add new information to an office policies consent or to an appetite, we can redate it and mark the new one required, and everybody will get flagged that we need to review the new form. So this is going to enable us just to do informed consent once with each patient, and if things are updated, then all patients will be flagged that we need to update them. The system's also smart. If it sees a person is over 65 and hasn't signed a Medicare waiver, it'll request that we do a Medicare waiver. And if it sees somebody is under 18 and that we haven't gotten the consent for minors from their parents, it'll flag us to get a minor consent. Now, with the informed consent documents, again, we access those features from the left menu. And with the informed consent documents, we can either get signatures on a document electronically, or we can attach an electronic form. So we can scan them and attach them if there's a form that we don't have in the system, or a patient can't sign electronically, or what have you. So for purposes of this demonstration, you can see this patient has 3 informed consent documents missing. So why don't we go do one of those? So we just go to Informed Consent Documents, Get Signatures, and why don't we do the first one? Appetite Suppressant 11-2013 is one of the ones the system is asking for. And when we pull this up on a tablet, it's especially slick because it looks just like a piece of paper, and we can let the patient read over this. And when the patient's taken their time and they've had the opportunity to read all of the information, then they can sign it. And they'll be using a pen on a tablet, which is pretty cool. And when they're done signing it, they can hit clear if they mess up and redo it. Now this is also slick because patients can access this same system from home. They can have all their documents done before they get to the office. Signing with the mouse a little funny, but it still counts. And they can go ahead and they can click, and they've now signed this document and it's been saved. Now if patients ask, we are not storing the image of their signature anywhere. Their signature is only stored as a digitized representation, and that is encrypted behind a secure password. So in no area electronically have we stored a reproducible image, and to duplicate that image would require breaking a heck of an encryption. Now when we're within the informed consent table, we called it a signatures table, you can go back and you can actually regenerate these documents if a patient wanted a copy with their signature on it or an insurance company needed it, and we can view the document and it regenerates it. So viewing the document just regenerates the document with their signature. So we can now see, if we look back at the header, that the appetite suppressant informed consent is cleared from the system messages bin because we've signed off on it. And that's a quick look at the informed consent procedures in the Clinical Nutrition Center patient chart.